Well, hello, everybody. It's Tuesday. Yes, we made it on the right day. I don't know. Miracles happen. Don't start. Uh, yeah. My load fell apart on Monday. I mean, Sunday, whenever that was. I don't know. Hey, so we're going to throw the link up there to get on stage. If any of you like to pop in and chat about whatever, trucking related or I don't know, whatever. Hey, quick. Uh, Guys are already starting to chat, so that's good. Hi to everybody. We'll see you in just a couple minutes. But we got to do the commercial stuff. We'll be right back. If I can find the right button.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charlie from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
So we started looking for a way to save money on fuel. And we were turned on to the ES Advantage program for fuel first. So we got a hold of Jeff Reese, and he ran us through that program. And man, we were starting to save. And then we started talking to them. Well, we saw their website, and we said, Jeff, what's this thing about insurance and accounting and
Right.
You lease trucks? What?
Right, and that's the thing is we only knew it as a fuel card, and when we started digging deeper, I mean, we ended up getting hooked up with an insurance provider, Seabright Agency, and they created an entire insurance program just for us and our people, and from that we've learned that now there's even more potential, there's a greater opportunity, and it's completely opened up our eyes and broadened our vision into what it is we're trying to do, which is help people do better, wrapped with the ES community, just makes that process so much easier.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
Well, hey, Jeff.
Snow White.
They were just calling out random names.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Seemed appropriate. Don't take water loads out of Middleburg, Florida, Niagara. Their system went down 2 weeks ago, and they're still messed up. Load will get canceled. That's good info. Just saying. I was actually looking at a Middleburg load the other day. Huh. Well, look. There's my
So
baby.
what happened with your load, Charlie?
So they couldn't find me an empty. Literally just couldn't get an empty together for the load. It was very weird. Even the planner was like, yeah, we're just going to wait till tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. I got an appointment the next day in the morning. The only way this. See, I knew Snow White would hear that or see that. Snow White. Snow White. Because today is Charlie Tuesday. Just so you know, Jeff.
Oh, right.
That is what Snow White refers to this day.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow, so the planner was like, we'll just wait till Monday morning. My load was supposed to pick up Sunday by midnight. And we're getting dangerous close to not being able to get it on time because, normal planning thinks, 6 hours is enough. That's fine.
Sure.
No, it's not to find an empty in or around Florida, apparently right now. I don't know. So she's like, yeah, just wait till Monday morning and we'll try and find you a new one then. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work. I got an appointment 11:30 Tuesday morning. The only way this load worked is if I delivered Monday morning and could find something from there back to Florida that either delivered Monday or Wednesday or even Thursday would have been fine.
Right.
Or I was just deadheading back to make my appointment on time because, I'm not missing a VA appointment. They're too hard to get. And yeah, then it all just went to hell in a handbasket pretty damn quick. It was fun. Yeah, good times, man. Good times. That's what I
So a
gotta
couple of
say.
questions that people are going to have about that. So does that ding you? Does that go against you?
I was specifically told that no, it does not, because it wasn't due to my error or anything like that. It was nothing in my control, because they could not provide an empty, and the customer's absolutely adamant about nothing older than 10 years. Can't bobtail in. I mean, I was ready and available and should have been able to make on-time pickup and, perfect delivery right at 7 AM. Like I wanted to. It had a window to deliver 7 AM till like midnight 7 AM to 2 PM. And so we were great. It's only a couple 100 miles, 300 miles, something like that from Jacksonville to Montgomery. So everything that I needed to do was done. I sent in a request for a trailer solution early, went to where they told me no trailers at Chewy at all. Everything there was loaded, either inbound, outbound loaded, or in a dock getting unloaded or loaded, but they weren't doing anything on Sunday.
Right.
And then they sent me the Ocala yard, and I get there, and the only trailers that would have worked that were empty were hooked to other trucks who didn't seem like anybody was there. Like they just, parked and went home for the weekend. So sucks for me. Everything else was red tagged or too old. And I walked that entire yard and opened every trailer that could be opened. I was a soaked mess by the end of that.
Oh, was it raining?
No.
Oh,
It was
no,
just that hot.
humidity.
Shush, phone. Yeah, it
There
was
was
just
one of
gnarly.
those. There was one of those most interesting man in the world memes that I saw the other day, Charlie. And the caption was, "I don't always go outside in Florida in the summertime, but when I do, I turn right around and go back in."
Right? That's legit right there. I gotta silence my phone. Dang it.
So the other question I think people are going to want to ask you, Charlie, is you
Yes,
spent
sir.
all this time on the percentage contract. Is there any compensation for you for that time?
No, not on that one.
Hmm.
I didn't ask for it. To be honest, I was just happy to get out of it and not have to deal with it from that point on. For me, it was I didn't ask for it. There might have been something, but then I would have had to wait for probably Monday, right? And actually do the load. So, I don't know. Yeah, it didn't seem, just making faces. It didn't seem like worth the hassle on that one. On the other loads on the load that canceled, I mean, I've talked about that one, and they paid me for, my empty miles, 100 miles. Simply asked for it, and they're like, "Yes, we'll give you something," which was better than nothing. It was the old empty mile rate, 85 cents for the empty miles that I ran. So I was, man, paid for fuel and a little extra, to be honest. And that one ended up turning into a even better load. Oh, I should throw the link up here before I forget. I'm hoping Craig will pop in because we got some words. I think you'll love the words.
You got words.
Yeah, we got words to say to people. There's a lot of boo-hooing going on.
What kind of words?
Boo-hooing words.
Who's boo-hooing?
People in the groups on the Facebooks.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention the last couple of days.
I haven't either. I briefly saw that one, and that was, sorry, I had to open up the YouTube so I could pin that. Actually, I wonder, does it let me pin it in here now? No. Okay. So I happened to see a bit of that one, and I just rolled my eyes and scrolled on because I was posting the show. And then Greg called me. He was like, "Hey, man, have you seen all this stuff about these people?" I'm like, "No, fill me in." He starts filling me in, and I'm like, "Man, this is crazy."
I'm like totally lost, man, because I don't know what you're.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get Craig in here, and I think it'll be a better discussion if I can get him in here. Sorry, I got an important text.
Did you? Is it in our group or is it in the general Swift group?
It's in the Contractors Corner, the private group. Sorry, this is great viewing right now. Apologize, guys. I got an important meeting tomorrow that I got to do, and they're confirming. So I apologize. Oh, Jeff, you're home an awful long time. How come?
Because my air conditioner went out on the truck, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'll be home,
And your normal week home is coming up.
Yeah, so I figured. So, I mean, I was gonna stay out another week and not come home until next week, closer to the 4th, because next week I've got. Well, actually, I had son number one's birthday yesterday. I got my anniversary on Thursday, and son number one, or no, number one was yesterday. Number two is Friday, and my anniversary is on Thursday. In the past, I've taken the 2 weeks this week and the week of the 4th up to the 4th off anyway.
Right.
I wasn't going to do that this year because I'm trying to make a little extra money.
Right.
But the air conditioner on the truck went out, and I ain't about to be out here. You know, it was 110 degrees in Vegas the other day.
Yeah.
And the air conditioner is doing that thing where it kind of sort of blows cool, but not cold. And in the bunk, it'll blow cool for a few minutes and then start blowing warm. And I looked it up. It's not like your Freightliner, Charlie. There's no super secret Mario Brothers.
Right.
Turn this dial right, that dial left, hit both buttons, and it resets. There's nothing like that in my truck. It's the older HVAC system.
I think there is. You just don't know it.
No, I looked it up. There isn't. The only thing you can do is turn the power completely off and let the electronics clear out, which I did, and that did nothing.
Ow. I got an itch.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to do that, man.
I know, but I had an itch. I forget that the needles are there.
So yeah, so I came home a week early, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wasn't about to miss the 4th, especially with it being the big 250 and all.
Right? Look, there are 2 days when Jeff is home.
The birth of my nation and the birth of my Lord.
There you go, brother.
Those
I tell people that. I'm like, look, Jeff will be home on those days.
Those are the only 2 holidays I care about, like, at all. Hey, Thanksgiving is kind of nice. You know, the family gets together, but it's not a big deal to me.
Right? I'm like, okay, if I'm there, that's awesome. And usually I am for some reason. I don't know. Like, I didn't try. It just happens.
And so I don't even care if I piss people off on this one, dude, because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of what I'm seeing on Facebook. And I'm just going to say it, Charlie. Are you ready?
Let's hear it, man.
You liberals are ruining our nation's 250th birthday this year. Of all the years to just be a jerk about things, why this year?
Say it one more time.
You liberals are ruining our 250th birthday.
Thank you, sir.
With all your protests and all your this and all your division. I mean,
the nation's so bad and
screw the U.S. We're evil. This, that, the other thing. You know what? I'm just going to say it, Charlie. And I don't. And at this point, because I'm kind of pissed about it, I don't care. Screw you guys. You know,
I'm going home.
I mean, you have your opinion on politics. That's fine. We can agree to disagree on stuff, but enough with this freaking rhetoric during a major birthday for the country that you were born into, where you have the ability to, I don't know, say that it's a bad country on Facebook and not get arrested. Try that in another country right now.
Right?
Try that. There was 24,000 arrests last year in London, Charlie, in Great Britain,
Over social media
face-
posts.
over social media posts. People went to jail. That doesn't happen here.
That's just insanity.
So
I
think
don't know.
about that.
There was a guy not too long ago that actually went to jail for Facebook.
So we'll wrap this little rant up with happy birthday, America. I love my country. How's that?
Amen. And we'll say it again next week because, why
Because it'll
not?
be the actual 4th.
Right.
And it won't be so much of a rant. I'm over it this week, man.
I got Jenny and Craigio sitting down there in the bottom. I'm going to pull you both up. Definitely need Craigio. Not that I don't love you, Jenny. But Craigio and I have a little discussion to make, and you're muted, Jenny. Craigio and I have a discussion to talk about.
Jenny, why are you in the pokey?
I know it's Jenny.
I'm in the brick wall because people made fun of my living room. So I said, fine, I'll just keep banging my head against the brick wall every time you guys.
No. You know what? No. Don't accept it. To heck with Bressler.
Everybody makes fun of my living room.
Not me. I just think it's funny that you live with Todd. What? I'm sorry. Did you see? I still haven't got this created perfectly yet. I didn't have time. Well, I did. Okay, I didn't make time to do it, but we've got the Craigio right there.
Can I be? That's too cute.
I'm trying to make him so he'll walk across while we're all still on the screen. I think that would be cool because it was something I wanted to try and figure out. So Craigio, let's dip into the Facebook post that we were talking about. Let me pull it. Oh God, I opened up Facebook and do you know who I saw? Trucker's Coach. What a
Trucker's Coach what?
It was on my Facebook as soon as I opened it up. I made a mistake. I looked at some crap that he put up and I was just laughing at all the comments. Like that guy gets no love in his comments. It's crazy. Like every comment is there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but the way the monetization and all that stuff, he's laughing all the way to the bank, bro.
Right. Timothy Ransom, our buddy, he said, I see Swift is cutting what loads pay on percentages big time already. And then it turned into this little kind of hate fest, which Craig and I both kind of found amusing, looking at it from a business standpoint. I'll let you give your opinion, Craig. I'll just shut up for a minute. I know that's hard to believe.
I think the broader part of the picture that a lot of folks are missing is that it's not Swift just cutting rates because they want to. The last 2 weeks, fuel has dropped drastically. And if you know anything about spot market rates, what affects spot market rates? Fuel prices. And so fuel prices come down, the rates have come down. But there's still a lot of decent rates, even at the 55 or 60% or whatever it is. It's not like the rates have dropped to $1 a mile.
Right.
Though I have seen some lanes, out of Florida, a load that used to be over $2 a mile, it's, just barely over $1 now. But
right. Oh, trust me, I felt that this week trying to find something.
Yeah. It's that lane. So what do? You refocus your business. If we're on a market-based percentage program, stay out of those lanes that have a sucky market rate on them right now. And actually, look at the number and don't just say, well, 55%, it's going to be a crappy rate. Well, like a post in the Swift drivers group last week, I told him, I said, well, hey, I'm satisfied with my $3 plus a mile on and 55%.
Right?
And if you say, hey, it's just a lot of posts that, and I know it comes with it because one, a lot of people don't know the numbers. A lot of people not even doing the math on the loads to figure out what the rates are. You know, so
I
like
actually
I
had
told
to
you
tell
earlier,
Rosie
Charlie.
today. Rosie was looking at loads today while we were driving down to my acupuncture appointment. She's like on the load board every day, even though we're off. Right? She's trying to learn some stuff and figure out what's what, which I am pretty damn happy with. I'm not gonna lie, because then I don't have to do it, right? And she
Right.
says, "Hey, what about this one?" And I'm like, "Yes or no?" Right? That could have worked. That might have worked. Whatever. But she kept looking at the percentage, and I'm like, "Don't look at the percentage. Figure out what the rate is." I don't care what the percentage is, which is one of
Right.
the reasons I busted Swift when they were talking about percentage, was to say, don't mention a percentage because it's going to make these knuckleheads cry. Just say that it's an all-in rate and leave it at that. Stop
Right.
screwing around. Stop trying to appease the world. Just build it what you know you want it to be and leave it alone. And so I said, I told Rosie, I'm like, look, ignore the percentage. I don't care what the percentage is. I don't care if it's 97% of 72%, like, our buddy, that other coach dude, he was doing all kinds of crazy math.
72% of 90% of a half a percentage of the
Right.
overall distance between here and the moon.
Right. Don't forget 99-cent fuel. So, but I'm like, are you willing to pull the load for the total dollar amount? Does it make sense? Does it put you in a better position than you are currently versus driving into that direction for nothing at a deficit? Honestly, I'd rather make $1.20 a mile to get out of Florida, just far enough to where I can get into the Georgia freight, where I can find, $2.50, $3 a mile freight.
Right.
There's a bunch of stuff up in the middle of Georgia that was coming right back down into Florida that was, $3.50, $3.60 a mile.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like, 60%. I'm like, I don't care. $3.60 a mile? Yep. To eat that. And then, but then, of course, I would have to eat the $1.50 to get out of Florida again. But you know what? When it all averages out in the end, man, it was good revenue potential.
Right.
Dates to work.
Well, I'm reading through some of the comments and some of the more, to me, more gooder. I mean, people are pointing out,
More gooder.
is it more or less than the mileage contract plus surcharge right now? That's the only thing you need to be concerned about at Swift.
Right. And there are some that are definitely below that rate.
And so you don't take those loads.
But what if it's the only thing getting out?
Well, then I look at what's on the other end.
Right. And that's my point.
So, what were you saying? You were seeing like 93-cent loads out of Colorado, right?
Yeah. There was one of those coming out of Florida. I was like,
yeah.
No,
But
good,
what if it's going, say, 500 miles, but you're seeing $3 freight there?
Right.
Does it pay for
make
fuel
sense.
at that point? It's
Especially
better
if
than
you're going
deadheading.
Downhill.
Right. It's better than deadheading.
Yeah.
And not getting paid at all.
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
But,
look, headed east out of Denver with beer loads, I've, done 9 and 10 miles per gallon in my truck.
Right.
Grossed out. Just saying. It's heavy, but it's downhill.
Yep.
You know what Rosie is doing is what I do all the time.
Yep.
I watch the board, study the board. I've learned, repetition of freight. Hence is why I'm planned out right now to Friday evening.
Yeah, it's a trip. I don't know.
I keep myself planned out as far as I can.
I totally missed all your texts, Jenny. That's funny. I just now saw him. I don't hate you. I could never hate you.
Who
He's
hates
like,
who?
where's
What?
the link? Why do you ignore me? You hate me. Why do you hate me?
Said, why is there no link? And then I gave a cry face, and then I was like, why do you hate me? And then he said, I guess we'll put the link up. And I thought he was just responding because I said that.
Nope, didn't even see it till just a second. That's mad good. I'm just saying.
So there
Well,
was
it's-
one comment in that thread. I'm not in there anymore, but I see it quite often. Something similar to this, Charlie.
Yeah.
That, well, you know, that select few basically favorite
Yeah,
children
yes.
that got put in the program early, and we're seeing those 70% rates all day long. You know, that was because they're so special, and once they opened it up to everybody, that went away.
Wait,
Look,
the best part about that was when Swift came out and said, look, there was a serious flaw in our program
yep,
because we have contract freight that's running some of these lanes that we're only making, $2 a mile on, and they were paying $3 a mile on,
yep, because of that was the lane.
Which they're like, so we're going to refer to that clause in the contract that says there may be a lower percentage. And when there is, we will mark it on the load board.
Right.
And you can make a decision based off of that.
And Charlie, do you think people might have the perception that I'm one of those favorite people?
Probably.
So a few months back, I talked to Brett about coming back to Swift. And I said, I'm really interested in that percentage program. And he flat told me no.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to put me on that. And I said, okay, well, and I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, because that's the only reason I was interested in coming back, was to experiment with that new program. Yeah.
Yeah.
He flat out told me, nope, we're not, nope.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get in. I don't know. I couldn't get in, even though I was going to pay Swift $2,500 and lease a truck and get another truck on their books. They still wouldn't let me do percentage.
Just to do the dang board.
Right. But you know where I'm at in my career, Charlie, I'm really not interested unless I'm learning something.
Right.
Right. So
Craig, I didn't work this week at all. What are you seeing in the rates? I mean, yeah, we're seeing a lot of them posted as lower than the 70% mark, whatever. What do you think's going on?
Yeah, the rates have come down some, but like I said, they're still, I'm still running rates well above $2 a mile. I went home, this past weekend, went home Friday and came back out Monday.
Nice.
And,
That's the beauty of the load board right there.
It's still gonna have a settlement like I never really even went home.
nice.
Like, so one of these comments says, even at 55%, most loads are still paying over $2 a mile. If it's not a good rate for you, don't take the load. That is absolute genius.
Stop talking common sense, people.
I know.
Well, what I've been seeing in the threads, so it's interesting, Charlie, because it's boiled over into the regular Swift group. So you got all these company drivers that are totally confused about what the owner operators are talking about. So that's kind of entertaining in itself. But they're not doing the math. So I've been working with Seabright on a couple of things this week, Charlie, with guys that apparently can't afford their Seabright.
Right.
And Tony was like, well, these lease payments are so high and this and that. And I'm like, Tony, I can point to, off the top of my head, 3 guys that are on the percentage load board that are killing it. So it's not the program at Swift that's the problem. It's the lack of doing the numbers.
Yeah.
It's the lack of money management. They're not holding back the money for their expenses like they should be.
Right.
And so what's happening with some of these guys is they've got so many NSFs that their bank won't process it.
That's crazy.
And so we're running into issues there. But it's If here's my point. I'm talking to Tony about what the program is, and I'm like, well, so what's the most expensive leaf truck at Swift? It's like 7 something, right?
Yeah.
Over at ES, they're charging $950, $1,000 a week for trucks.
Yep.
It now don't get your pennies in a bunch, people. It's a different program, and it's a different buyout option and all sorts of stuff. And most of their people are teams, so it's just plain different. But I was pointing out to Tony, Swift's trucks are not that expensive for a leasing program.
No.
It's actually kind of on the lower end. So you can't use that expense that the trucks are so dang expensive as an excuse, really.
The rent is too damn high.
Yeah. I mean, it's like anything else, if you're having a hard time, and I don't care what carrier you're at, if you're suffering and you're not making money, find a guy. Find a guy that's making money. At Swift, it's Craig, it's Matt. Charlie, we'll have to see because he just started.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
But
learning from those guys.
my guess is because he's working with these other guys himself and learning about the load board, he's going to be one of those guys you can go to and say, hey, what are you doing that I'm not doing? Because I ain't making money.
Right. Look, I've been talking to Craig since before I even started the program.
Right.
So that I could start getting an understanding before I'm thrown in the deep end of the pool. Right. I mean, I have a basic understanding of how a load board works and things like that, and how market rates work, because I pay attention to those things. But Swift built their own private special thing because they're Swift.
That's what they do.
And trying to make that work, there are nuances to using it and making it actually be functional for you, right? But why would you get into this with no knowledge and then think, oh, I can't make any money, but other people are? Oh, they must be the special people. They're getting special treatment. Why don't you talk to those people and say, hey, man, how are you doing this? Because I can't figure it out.
Yep.
I mean, we talk about that stuff all the time. Craig said, just give me a holler, Matt, Chris, all these guys that are doing it. And I actually find more good comments about it, but they're usually in the bottom of or mixed in the comment section of a crappy post, right?
Yeah.
One guy will say, like on this one, oh, this, Swift's doing this or whatever, right? And then the rest of the comments are actually pretty good. There's one. Here's one. I figured it was going to happen. That's why I was nervous. But the rest of the comments are actually positive. One of the guys said, him and his dad had a conversation about it. His dad owns his own company. So getting an outside perspective on it seemed like a good idea. Came to the conclusion that since most of Swift's freight is contracted, they can only go so high on the rate before they start losing money on the loads. Most of the loads that he's seen have still, with the lower percentage, have still been paying more than the mileage plus fuel surcharge.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And it's that kind of comments. And, of course, the negative to that one was, I just find it very strange that a select chosen few were enjoying the good rates for months, but now it's finally open to everyone and they're wanting to cut the pay. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the market. Use your business brain. Stop using your left brain. In other words, use your right brain, not the left brain. And I'm putting my hat on because why not just hate me proper?
I guess this
over it.
I guess on this episode, I can't say anything because I went off.
See, I followed your lead, bro. Yeah, exactly. Chris, you ain't wrong right there. Bam. Know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, stop. Just stop.
Right.
Learn. Start taking responsibility for what you do.
We can't use the
I
R
don't know.
word. Stop using the R word.
I know. Oh, Craig disappeared. What's this one say? Randy, let's just read it. Not bragging, but I'm between 3 and 5K when I don't take time off or have a breakdown. Best week yet was 4,600 bring home. Yeah, I mean, the rates have been fine. And, at Swift, we really have we have very low overhead in comparison to so many other programs out there. Here's the funny thing is the normal mileage plus fuel surcharge guys actually make about the same amount on the bottom line as any other company out there that's leasing.
Yeah.
They have higher truck payments and higher mileage rates a lot of times, but they have higher truck payments and insurance, and they're charged for a trailer and all this and all that. And they nickel and dime you to death to where, guess what? Your bottom line is the same as the guy that's at Swift not paying as much. I don't know. Seems silly to me. Oh man, we've done a thing. We've stirred them up in the chats. So Jenna, you're muted.
Right here.
There you are. How you doing?
Man, if I were any better, I'd be twins.
Oh, that's awesome.
There'd be two of me, and then you wouldn't know what to do.
That wouldn't be good, actually. That might be problematic.
Maybe you have JDS then.
Oh. So, how are you this week?
Fighting the good fight, trying to get freight guards removed, getting people paid, just the average day.
Right. We spent a little time on Narc's show the other night. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, we did. We spent,
That was
quit meeting like that, or people are gonna start talking about us, Charlie.
because I was quite the potty mouth. Like I was fighting with people.
Man, Jeff, he was out of control. He didn't have to watch his mouth. He was fighting with people. There was like vulgarity and nudity. No, it was no nudity.
Almost
vulgarity. He was out of control though. We could hardly rein him in.
People were starting to talk about throwing hands. I'm like, well, I'm gonna get naked. That's the first thing I do.
About ready to show off your man boobs?
Oh yeah. Oh, they're hot, furry. What? I'm just saying. It was a trip. This weekend.
Jenny, we're a little older than you, I think, so we're starting to get the floppies.
Really? And how old are you?
Well, I'm 53. I think Charlie's a year older than me.
Yeah, I'll be 55 in September.
Well, my husband is 58.
Oh, sugar daddy, right?
But this year in 2026 was the 10th anniversary of my 39th birthday.
Nice. So 62. Gotcha.
Right.
All
exactly.
Right.
Perfect.
I know math.
That's trucker math for you. That's why people don't know their numbers, people.
Yeah. See, I know the numbers. I know numbers. I'm just saying. I know the alphabet and how to spell people's names. Like my name is spelled CHARLQ73Y.
Yeah. Perfect.
Right? The Q7Y or the Q7, those are silent in case you're wondering.
But usually the U comes after Q.
Hey, stop. English. Don't care. Oh, man. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, you hear a lot about this type of stuff, Jenny. So, I mean, what are you hearing from people? I mean, have you heard any people griping about the rates or anything like that?
No, I hear people saying the rates are going up. They got good rates. I haven't heard much about people haven't been complaining about fuel as much. I think fuel is coming back down a little bit, so they've been happy with that. I think that I deal with a lot of people in the spot market, so typically they know if fuel goes down, the rates are going to go down a little bit. If so they expect that anyways. It's these company drivers that get so splurt with all these surcharges and stuff that that's going to get a little crazy. But just I want to see people be more gracious with each other. Everything is not the end of the world. Like everybody is just so. Just stop. Till you walk a mile in the other person's shoes. Just be a little more gracious this year.
Right. I don't think that's asking too much, but Sometimes,
Margaret again.
I'm just saying, the polarization is a problem
Yeah.
in the world. And it's not just here either, by the way. I mean, if any of you pay any attention to, the rest of the world, um, yeah, it's pretty much the same there, or actually worse in a lot of cases. So,
I mean, the next time you want to lose your noodle on a broker, or if you're a broker and you want to lose your noodle on a carrier, just take a step back, breathe, go get you a drink of water, calm down a little bit, and just be a little more gracious. Just think, not every we're so fraud ridden in the industry that anything goes
right.
wrong and the hair stands up on the back of our necks and it's wow, and, it's the end of the world. And it's really
Well,
not. It's
and it's like that for this side of it, that they walk in pissed off to a shipper. They're already pissed off at the shipper. For what reason? I don't know.
You know how many times I've gotten unloaded before the guy ahead of me just because I was nice to the clerk?
Yes.
and you smiled and you said, "How's your day, darling?" And she's all going, "Arr," and you're like, "It's all right, great. We all
Right.
have those days." And she's like, "Man, somebody get this guy out of here. He's super kind."
Yep.
It's crazy because okay, great example. This load Sunday night where they couldn't find me an empty, right? I'm messing in the planner on the little appy app thing with my big old fat thumbs, typing words that aren't really words, but she's figured it out.
7Q3Y.
Yeah. And I'm like, and finally I said, can you just call me, please? And I'm sure the hair stood up on the back of her neck right then and there. Right? Because I'm a contractor on a percentage program having troubles locating an empty. Right?
Yeah,
She just knows I'm going to lose my damn mind. I'm sure of it.
right.
Um,
That's
it's
just because you're incompetent. You haven't walked around. You haven't done the legwork. You don't know what you're doing.
right.
Yeah.
So as soon as I answered the phone, she said, "Hi." And she said her name. And I said, "Hi, this is Charlie." And I said, "Let me start with, I'm not here to yell at you. It was too much to type. And I thought we could communicate better if we actually just spoke like, I don't know, people.
Yeah.
And, I just wanted to let you know what's going on and why, waiting till Monday morning to find an empty won't work for me in this situation on this load. I had prior commitments and I booked this load because it fit within that window that I needed. Wasn't great financially, but it was enough to pay for the truck for the week. And that's really all I was after, honestly. Even if I had a deadhead home, I was cool with it. That would have cost me nothing in fuel hardly. And then she was just like blown away. And then she and I talked for the next 30 minutes.
She was speechless for 15 seconds because she was picking her chin up
Oh, yeah.
off the.
I told her, I said, I'm not one of those guys that yells at people or busses you out or cusses you out. Stop it. Not when doing business. And I'm like, look, you can ask Michelle, but when you see her, poke her in the eye first and tell her that's from Charlie. And she's like, yeah, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I'm no. But yeah, and we ended up talking for like the next 30 minutes. So if anybody tried to call the Greer planner Sunday night, I don't know.
You know,
9,
tied
10
up. I
o'clock.
mean, not literally, but figuratively tied up.
Yeah, we were chatting. I was making a new friend, and I like it because she plans for the areas that I like to run.
Charlie, can you throw my number up at the bottom of the screen?
Yes,
Sean,
ma'am.
if you want to call me, we can talk about that. He wanted to know if I can help with a trailer lease scammer. I'll have to look at your contract and know what it says, but it's probably too much to discuss here with typing and everything. But my number's on the bottom of the screen right now, so you can call me anytime.
Just not right now.
Me.
Call me anytime. Call me.
Look,
So you mentioned that the fuel cost is going down and guys are happy about that. Charlie, you remember how shocked we were last week? We went down 15 cents.
right?
This week it went down 22.7 cents a gallon.
Yep. I'm
Is the
glad I'm
straight
not on the
open?
fuel
Is the
surcharge.
crooked open? Is the straight open?
I don't know. I haven't checked today. It kind of depends on the hour.
Right. It depends on a minute. And whether or
Right.
not Trump's had a conversation with somebody. Just saying.
Look, this is one of those times I'm glad I'm not on a fuel surcharge program, honestly. I mean, yeah, we're seeing a drop in the rates, but I'm still doing better than that program is. From what I'm seeing on the load boards and things like that.
How do you know? Maybe it wasn't the same planner. Maybe it was the unepic one.
I don't know. She was pretty epic. I liked her. She was awesome. I believe her name was. I believe it was Lori. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. But she was awesome, and I really liked it. And
But he got her digits.
heck yeah. Sorry, it's the important meeting tomorrow. They texted me again. And Craig texted me, let me back in. My bad, bro.
Yeah, I saw him down there. You weren't paying attention.
Look, it's not my fault. It was Jenny's fault.
He ignores me the same way he does my phone calls.
Oh my God.
Oh, there we go.
Boom.
Leslie, did I say that?
Yeah, I would, Charlie. I was telling Craig that even I've been having a hard time getting a hold of you lately because of stuff, all the stuff you're dealing with and all that stuff.
Right.
And his response was, so you're finally getting the full Charlie experience.
Right. Look, my voice.
Charlie doesn't treat me that way. I just want y'all to know.
As of today, it was open for a couple of days in my voicemail. I'm just saying.
Charlie doesn't treat me that way.
People who love each other don't treat each other this way. Stop it. Yeah.
Oh, there's Narc.
Yeah. Charlie calls me daily. Look at that. He said it. And we know if Narc says it.
I just call him Narc. I don't call him daily.
Oh. Can I use Excel on my phone or tablet? Yes to both. Yeah.
Come on, Narc. Come on up. Talk to us.
Don't be scared.
Does Rosie know what's going on between you two?
Yes, actually, she's always there to take notes.
She holds the camera. Oh. Hey, look, someone's got to make money on OnlyFans. I'm just saying, whatever.
And he won't let her do it, so he has to.
Right? That would be weird. I'm just saying.
Someone asked on the truckers group that weird one that I'm in. If there's also male lizards.
I think half of them are.
I mean, yeah.
My bad.
My response was actually, I would think so. I mean, I don't know, but I would think so. Business is business, right?
Yeah. I love looking up your nose, man.
Yeah.
That's
I might have to go put. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got to find the internet.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Learn to internet.
Nope. Jenny says yep, and you say nope. Who's lying?
I can hear you just
Who's lying?
I heard you broke.
Oh, well, Charlie's making fun of me.
But I am making fun of you.
I'm walking around.
Yep.
Look, have you guys seen these BTS Oreos are purple? You guys see that?
What is
that?
Oh, I got them upside down.
Oreos?
I don't know. I bought it at the gas station a little while ago on my way home. I don't know. They're purple. Oh, no. The school just let out. There's no way it's back to school.
They're getting ready for back to school. You got to start prepping now. I mean, we're all ready.
No, June. They're not getting ready back to school. It's fucking like June. People don't go back to school till August.
Yeah,
August at the earliest.
Look, they're already doing Thanksgiving decorations.
True.
I'm just saying.
You ain't lying. Isn't that some bullshit when they do this stuff? I don't know. I know your channel's not. I don't want to get your channel in trouble, so I'm trying to hide shit.
Fine.
I mean, I know, but you never know. YouTube's fucking trouble. I know. I just said that, Jenny. I just said I'm trying not to get him in trouble. Why are you fucking attacking me today?
I'm not
if you don't fucking stop, I'm fucking.
Somebody's got to.
I was gonna put my trucker's coat shirt on, but I didn't. So you got the Indiana State Fair shirt.
Dude, I opened Facebook earlier, and the first face I saw was Jason.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I went and looked at his
You
page
got
the
to
other
fix
night
your
when we were
algorithm there,
talking.
Charlie.
Huh?
You got to fix your algorithm.
Bro, I opened his page one time, and now he was
There's
first thing that
Rosie.
popped
Hi,
up.
Rosie.
I was literally just on. I was just on the damn live feed with Trip, and we were just discussing Jason Pote and how dumb he is.
Yeah, his
business plan is how bad it is, right?
it's not great. I don't
Does
know
he
why
have
people
a-
listen to that guy.
Does he actually have
I
a
don't
business
either.
plan that he's talking about?
No, he doesn't. He does not have a business.
$945 a week, but I have chicken legs.
Yeah,
And it's the best
yeah,
truck, truck I have ever drove.
945, and then you add in, that's what we were talking about actually, is because I've been emailing him on the secret, right? Which I think he knows that it's not this Ben Saunders guy, right? But it doesn't matter. He's bored, right? He's lonely. Is
Right.
945 plus $100 for the first 25 weeks, plus $50 for tags for 50 weeks, which someone made a good point is at the end of 50 weeks, which is 2 weeks before a year, right? He probably has to get tags again, right? So the $50 never goes away, I would assume.
Who knows? Dude?
I know that's the problem, right? The things so like
that contract that we saw were not stellar.
No. So, and then there's he forgets to mention the 11 cents per mile, 1 cent for IFTA per mile, and then 10 cents maintenance. He doesn't. That's not included in the 945, right? So you add that in, and that's another 200 a week on the 945. I mean, I say 2,000 miles. We know. I assume he's driving more than that, but whatever. Then you add in what was the other one? I think the insurance is included.
And then he's averaging something like $1.60 a mile.
I think it's $1.80, isn't it? $1.83.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think they moved up to $1.83. I think somewhere in that range. $1.80.
High overhead and a mediocre rate.
And for anybody listening, right? Because I know you got everybody in your chats business oriented. Is not only does he pay for fuel for his truck and DEF, right, which is a standard. He pays the reefer fuel for the reefer that runs 24/7 that he's always hooked to, right? Because that's all they do is 24/7 reefer loads, and he has to buy the reefer fuel.
Right.
So if the reefer's empty, which he's said in Facebook posts, that one thing that he doesn't like there is that he'll get a trailer and the reefer's empty. And he has to immediately go fill it up, or maybe not empty, but it's low, right? And he has to immediately go fill it up. So he's paying for that too, right? That's an add-in cost that he can't even per se guarantee, because if he goes all week and every trailer he gets is down to a quarter tank on the reefer, right? He might be buying 3 trailers and putting 3/4 of the tank in each trailer for the week.
Can you imagine how much that would suck?
Oh. Yeah.
That would eat me up. I like Swift system when you're running a reefer. They just you never even see it on your settlement. You use your and here's the funny thing, using your com data, it never hits your settlement. If you use your own fuel card that's like super discounted, like the ES card that we use. So let's say we got 90 cents off a gallon. The receipt that I'm submitting to them is the full pump price. And I brought this up to them and told them this.
Nice.
Said,
so
send it.
Nice. That's awesome.
You fronted it, just like when we do it to you. I'm like, okay. And I told people.
Yep. That's amazing. What was the other thing that was crazy? I mean, there's a lot of crazy there, but there was something else. It doesn't matter what it was. It's something else crazy. But what's even crazier, right? Which me and you talked about, me and Jenny talked about on the phone, is that we were just literally adding up. This is day 20 for him, right? This is his 20th day at Hurricane. He went home Sunday night or Monday morning. I think, according to his post, I think he got home yesterday mid-morning. they're correct.
Right.
Which the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but whatever. You kind of have to go that he is, maybe. So he said he's coming out Thursday, which if he does, that will be what, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 full days home.
Right.
Is his pay, right? We read this in the contract, is based off an 8-week average to make the $2,000 guarantee. And knowing that he's only been there, this is technically his third week, right?
Mhm.
His third full week. Is his next settlement will be based off the last, 4 weeks technically, because that'll be the fourth week. One of the weeks he went home. So his mileage, his 2,000 is based off his average mileage run. So 1 week he's going to have, actually 2 weeks, because his pay splits on Wednesday. So he won't.
And they hold your money when you go home.
Yep. And they hold your money when you go home. That way, if you don't come back, they have incidental money.
Yep.
For the truck. Yep. So technically, he won't have a paycheck either last Friday or this Friday coming up. He can't even get an advance, right? They're holding it.
Jesus.
Because that's what they do. It's in the contract.
Yep.
And then when they do it, he goes to get paid for his average for the 2,000. His average is going to be below the $2,000 mark, which means he's going to get, I think it drops down to like 1,600, then to 1,200. So best case scenario, he'll get 1,600 for a couple weeks, because he has to bring his average back up, which means he has to run for a couple weeks to knock out the bad week.
But wait,
so
there's more. They don't even provide, allegedly, a settlement for you to look at, Jeff.
That's right. They don't give you a settlement. They give you a payment, a pay stub for your records. If you want the settlement, you have to call in and set it up with Marcy, their head payroll lady. You have to set it up. You can't even call and say, "Hey, can you email me my payroll stub?" No, you have to call her and set it up, and then she might do it when she has time to do it.
But wait,
fucking wild. Oh yeah.
Why would
you
do that?
Yeah, where does
Chicken
the
lights
payment come from?
Hey, Jenny. Jenny.
Where does the
Hang
money?
on. Where?
Okay, I'll just say. So when they do payroll, it comes from Kaylin's bank account, not her.
Yes. That your payroll does not come from a holding or an LLC or anything like that. It comes directly from Caden's bank account. And that is proven by many, many, many people. Which is, I don't know if that's wild or not. I just thought that was odd. That seemed like an odd thing.
Does it sound like a normal company?
Seems very odd to me.
Seems a little sketch to me.
And yet they've been in business for a long time. So I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's probably because you don't want to know why. Because he advances every driver all that money, and it's got to go back to him somehow. It comes right out of his personal pocket, probably.
Well, yeah, and they do payroll by hand, not through like accounting software.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing to me. I just, out of everything, is that they do it all by hand. Admittedly, they will tell you that they don't use any systems to track your payroll. They do it, which many people have said, right? Maybe they're all haters, that they will hold stuff back to make your settlement look, which you don't get a settlement, but your pay stub look good,
right,
when it hits your bank. And then on the end, right, when you're all done and you're like, hell yeah, I got one more week left of this bad boy, they hit you with a, hey, 21 months ago when you first started, remember how we were paying you $2,000 right out the rip? Well, that was because we were only charging you 3 days out of a 7-day week, and we did that 48 weeks. So you owe us for 114 days of payments at $40 a rip. And we also didn't charge you this 1 week, right? We didn't charge you insurance this week, and that week we didn't charge you this.
But don't
Right.
worry, we're going to give you a loan for that on top of your
Yeah, we'll
payoff. loan.
finance that for you.
So generous, so helpful. Just saying,
Oh,
we're going to get a cease
oh.
and desist from that company now. Watch.
So
Sorry, Jeff.
okay, so since my live feed the other night, I have had obviously more communication with Jason, right? Which is funny because I'll give it to Jason. Either he's not watching me, which is amazing on his end, or he's not paying attention enough to realize what's going on, which
Right.
it could go either way. I'm gonna be honest, right? Like he's just catching bits and pieces. But so he did a video, a thing the other day where he said, I think I like it here so much after 19 days,
Yeah.
right? Like every company, that I think I'm gonna buy this truck at the end of the term. So I emailed him and said, how much would that cost because I've been telling him through the whole email chain, right? The whole email is I want to do exactly what he's doing. I want the same truck. I want a 2026 truck. I want the $2,000 guarantee. I want to run like you. I want the same exact. And so I said, how much would the payoff be or the own it? So he said, oh, well, it's so super simple. It's $35,000 balloon payment right at the end of the 22 months. But you get 5,000. Now listen, this gets confusing. You get 5,000 back for a rental completion, right? So that brings the balloon payment down to 30 G's. But if you have a new truck, which he does, they charge you $6,000 for the APU they put on the new truck, which all their trucks have APUs, right? So you don't get a choice about that. So at the end of the day, it actually costs you $36,000 as a balloon payment, and he tried to convince me that he would be saving money because of the freaking payoff and he sent me the contract that showed these numbers, and I was like, do you see the part where it says they'll give you $5,000 for loan completion, but $6,000 you have to pay him $6,000 for the APU?
Right.
6 is more than 5, and he's like, yeah, but after 2 years, does it matter anyways? Because that truck and you'll want that truck.
And
that was his answer.
It's really only costing me $1,000 because they're giving me 5. I'm giving them back 5 and then adding 1,000. But they didn't already collect that 5 from me, and they're just giving it back to me anyhow. Because let's be real, in I don't know the depreciation money that they charge you.
It's wild to me. It is 100% wild. And
so
again,
he's got a brand new truck, and his balloon payment in 2 years is $36,000.
Well,
is it brand new? Because this one had 26 miles on it when I got Jenny, I got me a big old Peter with 26 miles on. You want to check her out? Yum yum, come get you some. Hello, come in.
No, it is. When he 132,000.
Start over.
Because it's been owned by 5 other drivers before him.
Oh,
Mark, you cut out. You gotta start.
I said, when he got in the truck, it had 126,000 miles. Now it has 132,000 on it. It's been owned by 5 other, or driven by 5 other drivers. He is driver number 6 of the brand new truck. Driver number 6. Which I would assume,
right?
Which I would assume would tell anybody that has a common sense is like, this is a 2026 model, which means they may have got it in their hands August of last year, right? 26 models come out August, September ish, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all kind of know how the game is. So since August, let's see. I haven't done this one. See,
I think
August,
before that, because this is a 27, and I got it over a month ago.
I assume it sort of varies, right? Well, if we we'll just say August. But if we back it up, it gets more room, which is okay. But whatever. So August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So I lost count there. What is that? 8 months. I lost count. How stupid am I? 8 months, right? It's had 5 other. Well, it's had 5 drivers. So what would that every 6 weeks there's a turnover,
Right.
right?
Wow.
Every 6 weeks somebody jumps out of that truck and he will tell you, well, that's how Hurricane works. The first 6 weeks is your rental truck, and then you get your forever truck, right? But that's not really how it works. That's just what they promote, right? If you dig
Maybe that's
in,
why
that's
it
not actually.
doesn't have a bumper on it because it got knocked off already.
Yep.
Or it's on its fourth.
Yeah, true, right? It's just, I don't know, it's crazy. And then again, if you just add in, I know he's on the $2,000 guarantee, but if he wasn't on the $2,000 guarantee, he would be pulling roughly average $1.80 freight, right? If he just went the regular program, right? Which I don't know, I guess why you wouldn't. I don't know the difference there, but you're pulling the cheapest freight in the world, basically.
What do you think their shit's paying, dude? With all the drop-in hook and all the shit they got, he's got to be getting good rates because it's all contracted, right?
Oh yeah, they're getting good.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting fair. I'm sure they're getting good fair rates, right?
Huh. Enough to buy a bunch of Peterbilts and put knuckleheads in.
Plus, they obviously are probably getting a deal on the Peterbilts, right? When they buy them.
Yeah.
In general, I mean, I would assume they're getting some kind of discount, right? Because they're buying lots of them. They're buying 589s. They're buying, they're buying 579s. They're buying fucking all the shit, and they have for years, right? Like this isn't the first year they're doing it, so I would assume they get a hefty discount.
I'm sure Swift and I get them for under $100,000. They buy so many.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's wild. And what the funniest part about the whole email the last couple of days is, so when I was quizzing him about the cost, right? I was adding up. It's like, so you're paying almost $180,000 at the end of the day for that truck. And he's like, yeah, but he does the thing where you can't go to a dealer. So he started sending me trader papers, right? Or trader, trucktrader.com.
Yeah.
And he's like, look at these trucks. They ain't got no chicken lights. They ain't got no APU. And I was like, and so I sent him back pictures. He was showing me 26s. I said, look at these 27s. These 27s are selling for $125,000. You're right. They ain't got no chicken lights or no APU, but they're 2027 models, right? And I would assume for $40,000, you could put some chicken lights and an APU on a fucking truck.
14 grand green APU in stock. Installed.
There you go.
Yeah, and one of the other charges that they have, Jeff, is they are actively charging depreciation.
Yes.
On the truck.
Yes.
Weekly.
Yep. Weekly. By the mile, right?
Yeah,
Most of them are by the mile. The majority of them are by the mile, at least.
Yeah.
How is that legal?
I don't know.
Because you signed it, so it's legal.
And people.
I guess.
No, it says right here. You're cool. Yeah, it says right here. No, we're cool.
Right.
I don't know. We've talked about that because he clearly he stated that he does the write-off for it, right? Like he turns it in. He said it himself. So he's air quotes double dipping on every. I mean, he doesn't do it for every single truck. Like supposedly Jason. Now again, I didn't see all the contract, but Jason said he's not paying depreciation. But most of them are. So
I just like watching Jeff's face as we.
You'll pay what they tell you to pay.
Well, the depreciation.
Yeah, that's right, Jenny. You'll pay.
When you lease a truck from a leasing company, they're claiming on their corporate taxes the depreciation on that truck.
Right.
I can't claim that as the lessee because I don't own the truck yet. And Charlie, you and I, we've done the numbers for people on that. How when you take the balloon payment, the $68,000 balloon payment at Swift, and you depreciate that over 3 years. I know Colton, the accountant, always yells at me when I say this, but effectively, you're getting a free truck at that point because you're not paying taxes for the next 3 years. Anyway. Yeah, it just.
And at that point, whatever was depreciated by the initial owner of the tractor So hurricane, right? If they do a cash sale at the end of that,
Then they
and
have to pay
that
tax
cash
on
sale
it.
exceeds the amount that they have already depreciated, they then have to pay capital gains tax on that.
Yep.
The company does,
Huh.
because you can't
Yeah, so
you
they're
can't
so they're double dipping
into it.
plus going around that somehow.
They're
Yeah,
doing
it's
a wee woo, wee
Potentially,
woo.
right?
magic
Uh-huh.
accounting. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well that's that hand, that's that back to that they don't put it into computers nowhere, right? They do
Right.
it
That's
by
what I was gonna
hand,
say. They
right?
don't put
Still
it on
on pen
computers.
and
They can
paper.
manipulate the
I,
data.
I bet it's pencil and paper, bro.
Yeah, with
yep.
erasers. I bet you that had big red, the big,
Yep.
red
So we
They
erasers.
got
yep,
white, a lot of
exactly. So we can
whiteout,
erase it and change it as
a
we need to.
lot of
Yep.
whiteout.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
The big
they
paint
called
block
about the
erasers.
2019 green one. Can you guys go through there and erase some of that stuff, change the numbers? These are the numbers they need to be at because they're coming
Right.
to look at it.
Yeah,
That and here's the wild. I don't know if it's wild, but here's some of the. So in the last week, right, which is what I've been following them, like Hurricanes TikTok and their Facebook, and I've been following the Big Rig Nation guy pretty steady. Is just today, about 2 hours ago, they posted another guy paying off his truck, right, title in hand. They did one like 3 days ago, and then they did one like 2 days ago, and then they did one during the convoy live during the
Right.
convoy. So Big Rig Nation was saying today, he said, "Isn't it wild that they're showing all these people paying their trucks off title in hand? When you go back on their TikTok or their Facebook reels, which is a lot, or their posts, which is a lot, is over the last year they've only showed 2 other people, minus the 4 in the last like 8 days,
Right.
that have had title in hand." But magically, all of a sudden, there's been 4 people in the last 8 days that have title in hand. After the court case, right, that just happened, that got dismissed, the predatory
Well,
leasing that FMCSA is going after right now.
but that's because they have this, amazing what do they call them? Influencer in Jason Pope.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
Sales up for him, and let's be real. He's banking on referrals. He doesn't care how much money he makes trucking.
Now,
He's banking on referrals.
I disagree just a little bit with that when it comes to Hurricane. Now, yes, he still wants the referrals, but the referral fee that you get from Hurricane, you don't get it all at once there. You don't get it all in a couple of weeks. You have to be there for a full year
Nope,
to
they
get
hold it.
all of
Right.
that.
But it's
So this
Jason,
might be the
Yep,
longest
true.
job that he's ever
They
had
stage it.
because he has to get the payout.
right?
You think he's going back to work,
True.
Mark?
That's very good.
I give it less than 6 more weeks.
Do
I'm
what?
just saying.
You think he's going back to work? How long is he
Uh-oh.
staying home? Till after the 4th?
Oh,
You there? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
all right, I'm
Okay.
back. I'm back. I don't know what happened.
You think he's going to stay home till after the 4th?
Yeah, I'm back though. I think. No,
Yeah, you're back.
I honestly think he said he's coming back out Thursday. I think he has to.
Yeah.
Like, because here's why. Because I think that they're he I don't know that he cares about the pay. I mean, I don't know what to like. I don't know. I'm usually not speechless, right? Like, I don't know what to say. But I think that those guys are telling him, right, if you want to stick around here and be our guy, because he's kind of their guy right now, right? And he
Right.
likes to be people's guys. Is they're telling him, hey, you can't go home and stay home for 2 weeks, right? You got to be out here posting and on the road,
Right.
if you want to continue. Because that's what I have this sneaking suspicion that they're going to make sure that, like, he doesn't see some bad settlements coming up and get frustrated and go the opposite direction.
And hopefully
Because-
they look.
Well, they're
I mean,
going to hold
I'm
his
sure
next
there's
check. That's going to suck. You know?
but I mean,
Just-
maybe that's why. I mean, a normal person, they definitely do, according to every video that's out there on the internet and the contract. But that doesn't mean that they do, right? He hasn't showed a settlement. He's not going to. We don't know what we know they do some wee woo bullshit. So I do agree they should, judging by everybody else, that's what should happen. But I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say because
So let me interrupt everybody.
that's a wild place.
I want to. I really want to get Jeff's take on this because this is we're slamming him with all of
Yep.
these things all at once, and Jeff is, of course, an astute business mind.
Well,
Lay it out, bro. What do you
Is that
see?
what they call that?
Today they
that's
do.
a lot, man. That's a lot. I mean, step by step. I'm still kind of stuck on that depreciation thing. I'm trying to figure out how that's even legal.
Right.
I might actually ask Colton about that.
I think that's a fair question.
Charlie, if I haven't sent it to you, Charlie, I'll send you that little stub I got of one thing they do there. Also, is they change the contract sort of by the person and by the week, right? Like the contract kind of manipulates.
Yeah.
100%. Like they I think they size people up and figure out like, hey, this guy knows about depreciation, so we're not going to charge him depreciation, right? Like I'm not kidding. I mean, there's multiple videos if you kind of dig into it where people that have the contract that do this will show it and be like, see, they don't have depreciation because Jason's not getting depreciation, right?
Right.
Yeah. Just look at the pretty.
Get that comment two up. The one from GJ Harless.
So let's back up just a second. What's his actual, like, the lease payment? You said that his buyout was only $36,000. So is that a really high lease payment then?
No. So his lease payment is $135 a day, like flat, just the truck. The truck alone is $135 a day. When you do the math, Charlie, you can do the math on that real quick. That I'm pretty sure that doesn't come out to $945.
Is there any break?
Do what, Jeff?
$945 a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, there is no break. That is 7 days a week, 24/7 for 22 months. Yeah, for 22 months. That is the payment. Then, and I'll send it to you, Charlie, after this, so you can send it to Jeff to blow his mind more. Jason sent me the breakdown, and then of course the contracts. But then it is, I forget, and I'm just going to say rough numbers. It seemed like it was like $4 a day for insurance, right? Because it's all by the day, because they do everything by the day.
Right.
It was 10 cents a mile for maintenance, plus 1 cent a mile for IFTA. Then there was, what were the other day charge? Oh, there was $10 a day APU usage fee.
Yeah.
Right? That's on the day.
You just made Jeff say explode again.
Yeah. And by the way, now when you say that, and again, remember that he promotes 945 as I'm saying these numbers, and we know 135 times 7 is 945. How do the rest of the numbers go into the 945 and they're not part of the all-in number, right? Because that's what he says, 945 all-in, cheapest truck ever, right?
I want to read a comment here.
I know I'm forgetting.
Mark, hang on 1 second. So this guy says, hey, I just got in and heard about Hurricane. What did I miss about them?
God.
I used to work for them. I'm also in the middle of a deal with Big Rig Nation. But then he comes down here and says there's a daily payment. Their daily payment is a scam too, because they can add several days on when they want to and get you back down to 800 pay.
They're going to charge you $10 a day to run the APU. Just run the truck. I mean, it's like, what? That's stupid.
They also charge you a $10 a day usage fee. So you guys remember the microwave joke? Remember back earlier this year? It's like, oh, they charge you for the microwave. Oh, it's bullshit. No, they charge you $10 a day for a APU usage fee. They also
so it's $20 a day.
This is not on every single. Right, but this is not on every single truck, right? Some trucks.
Okay, we lost him again.
Yeah.
Or is it me?
I know my shit's skipping in and out, so I'm trying to.
That's all right. Yeah.
But so on the 389, they charge you $10 a day APU fee, but then they also charge you a $10 a day truck usage fee, and that includes everything in the truck because they supply stuff like an inverter, a microwave, a fridge. That's charged in there. It's on the contract, right? I have the contract that they give to you. right? So that's
Wow.
$20 a
Stuff
day.
that you can, like in other lease deals, that's all stuff that just comes from the factory that way.
Exactly.
It's part of the
Right.
price
Right.
of the truck.
Yep. Now,
Huh.
so like, so here's a caveat, right? So like a 389, because you're getting an old used. Most of the 389s have at least $500,000 when you go to get them, right? So those daily rental fees are like, they're like 75, 95. Some of them are, I think there's some that are like $68 or something. They're just under 70. So that $20 a day fee for the usage and APU on the 389 doesn't sound as bad because they're not new trucks. Like because Jason's is a new truck. That's why his daily fee's higher, but they don't have the usage fee, right? But then the 389 has depreciation on it. That's one of the ones they charge the depreciation on.
Right.
150% it's on the contract, right?
Dude, I
And
bet
it's like
you can
15
buy a
cents
brand new
mile. It's not
APU and
cheap
put
either.
on there, and it'll be cheaper than that.
Yep.
I mean, really. I mean, come on.
Don't forget, it's going
Yep.
to cost you $6,000 at the end to pay for that APU.
Yeah, and what's
Yep,
going to happen
then
when
you
it
gotta
breaks?
pay for
Are they
the-
going to give you a new one?
Yep. Nope. No, and here, you want me to blow? Oh, Charlie, we left out one good part for Jason's thing. Oh, I'm
Do
the
it.
blow, Charlie. Jeff, you're gonna love this. I forgot about this part. So, in order, if you are on the $2,000 a week guarantee with them, no matter what truck you have, right? You can have that $2,000 guarantee on any truck. You just have to hit the requirements, right? The mileage, the fuel mileage, the miles that you drive, and be on call 7 days a week, right? You have to drive 6 hours a day, 7 days a week to keep the $2,000 guarantee. Is once a week, you must go to the Oklahoma yard once a week so they can download your ECM so they can track your miles and your fuel mileage and make sure you drove at least 6 hours a day, every single day. You
And
have
And
to
you know
go.
they can do that. They can do that through the ELD. Yeah,
Right.
how you? Okay, now I got to go over here. What?
Yeah, you also have to get 8 miles to the gallon, and you have to drive. Is it
Yep.
2,900 miles?
6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah.
So 6.
Yes, 2,900 miles is the minimum for the 2,000 guarantee. When you drop down below 2,900 miles, you immediately are only getting 16. So if you drive 2,880 miles, you only are getting $1,600 guaranteed from the get. If you only get 7.8 miles to gallon, you only get $1,600 from the get, right?
So if you're picking up a load in California and taking it to Florida, you're not getting the bonus because you can't go scan your truck.
What was that, Jeff?
So why
You have to.
do I care what my fuel mileage is if I'm paying for the fuel?
Right?
Oh, Big Rig Nation does he has 1,000 videos about that. Is how is it legal for the company to be able to control what I get paid based on the fuel mileage that I get on my truck? He has 1,000 of those videos out there. How does that make any sense? Also, how does it be determined on your mileage? Because the company could per se, what if they decided, hey, I don't like Jason Pote this week. I'm going to hold him back on mile. I'm not going to give him this 1,000 or 1,200 mile run. I'm going to give him a 400 mile run. And then he can't hit 2,900 miles.
And
Whoops.
it screws up the 8-week rolling average.
Yep. And yes, and it screws your 8-week rolling average up, and that's how they figure your miles. So like again, so Jason kind of did it right. They probably coached him, I guess. Funny that his name's Trucker's Coach and they coached him. But he went home sort of during the middle or the end of the pay cycle because pay cycle starts on Wednesdays, right? So he went home yesterday, today, coming back out Thursday. So technically, he's only going to miss a day of driving on next week's pay. But last week, he didn't hit 2,900 miles because he didn't take a load Sunday. He headed home. So there's no way he made 2,900 miles last week because he didn't drive. He didn't drive loaded Sunday evening probably. Monday he didn't drive Monday or today. Or
you
tomorrow.
gotta go by the shop every week or once a month. You gotta go by the shop every week or once a month.
Every week.
Go ahead. Oh, that's not. It's impossible. Impossible. No, it's not gonna happen.
if you go home for a week, they hold your settlement out for 2 weeks because they want to make sure you're coming back.
And JG Harless,
Yep.
GJ Harless,
Yep.
excuse
That's
me,
why they hold your.
said they only allow you to buy fuel from the Flying J. That's using their fuel card. That stupid video that popped up where his face was the first thing I saw on Facebook earlier. He was talking about how they'll let you use your own fuel card. You just gotta, scan in the receipts for the IFTA stuff, which is fine. I mean, there people are like, why are they, why do they need IFTA? And they don't understand the company's paying the IFTA. He's not paying the IFTA. Well, they're handling the IFTA payments. I'm sure he's being charged for it, but they need to be able to track it for the IFTA report. Swift handles the IFTA for most contractors. In fact, all contractors that I know of at Swift, and charges us back whatever the IFTA amount is based on our average, rolling average fuel mileage for the last whatever. So there is that. But yeah, I mean, if you're using their fuel card, you're only buying fuel at Flying J. That's yet again more fun.
And they're probably getting a big discount, but you're not.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yep. It's a wild deal, right? Like, and if you start digging in and looking at some of these people that put videos out, and you're like, oh, I don't know, this guy seems like he's lying. It's wild. It'll blow your mind. That Insane Nation guy, he's recent, right? Like he just left like a week and a half ago, but he went to orientation in mid-April, and he has a hour-long video, and it is boring as fuck, right? But it's not Trucker Todd boring. It's just long. But he has an hour-long video of when he was settling into his first his truck, his first truck, and he brings up, he has the whole stack of paperwork from orientation. He goes through it page by page, and he even got into it with Caden. He talked about that he had an argument with Caden about one of the stipulations. But if you go in an hour-long video and click to where you see him with holding papers, he talks about everything, and it will blow your mind, right?
Wow.
It's like 30 minutes of him explaining all the orientation stuff, and it will blow your mind. There's so much wild shit. So the way they work it, right, is their program is the first 6 weeks is training. They are learning you. They want to make sure because they claim they want you to get at least 8 miles to the gallon on any truck. And so you're not supposed to, which by the way, Jason's breaking this rule, is you're not supposed to go home for the first 6 weeks. That is your rental truck. And then at week 6, you have already told them what forever truck you would like from them, right? Because they only do leases. So you say, oh, I want a 389, or I want a brand new 579, or I want one of the new 589s. You tell them that like week 2 or 3, and they set it up with you, and they say, okay, at week 6, right, your 389's out the door, and they're fixing it up and getting it ready for you and cleaned up. And then what they normally do is when the day comes for you to pull in the yard and do the switch, they say, oh, shucks. That 389 we told you about, we were wrong. It ain't there.
I'll just tell them I want the truck I'm driving.
They won't, and that's the thing. They won't let you stay in the rental truck because the rental truck's for new candidates coming in, right? So they'll say, which is what they did to the Insane Nation guy. If you watch his videos, is he which they had a blue one for him, and at the end of the day, they gave him, when he went back, he said, hey, we got this gray and green 389. And literally, he made it 3 miles out. That was just refurbished, had 600,000 miles on it. He made it 3 miles down the road, and it blew off the EGR pipe. And they had he had to lift it back
filthy
in.
Too. Thing was filthy with a big old hole in the tire.
If you watch that video, it had a big old hole in the tire. I mean, like a chunk in the steer tire. Like I'm talking like the size of a softball or a baseball.
Like out of service.
Yeah, he said the interior, the mattress was wet, and the interior smelled like wet dog, right? And that was the truck air quotes forced him into because he didn't have a choice.
Well, they
And
didn't
Just
there's
say
multiple
no.
people
have
that
the
tell that
choice.
same thing.
Just say no.
Well,
That's
you're
all
right.
you got to do.
Yes.
Just say
It is.
no.
But
when you walk
here's the
away.
thing: the problem is if you say no, then they say, "All right, we're throwing you out on your ass." And by the way,
Right.
remember how we told you that you've been making $2,000 for the last 6 weeks? Well, a few of those weeks we only charge you 5 days of rental
Right.
fees because if we would have charged you 7, you wouldn't have made $2,000. So
Right.
you owe us $5,600 if you're leaving,
Yeah.
plus a cleaning fee, right? Because they charge a $2,500 cleaning
You
fee
need the
per truck,
police
and you ain't paid that, right?
and the ambulance.
So this is like
Yeah.
the poster child for a predatory lease and
Right.
a
Oh,
reclassification.
big time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Would it be wrong
It's
for me
wild.
to go there just to file that suit? Just saying.
Hey, Charlie,
that's why I think they're showing. That's why I think they're showing all the people getting the titles in the last 8 days, because they know the heat's out there, and so if
Right.
people are getting their titles, that can be predatory. Meanwhile, the guy they showed today, it took him 5.5 years to get his lease paid off. The guy with the cowboy hat took him 6.5 years, and he had a 2.
Wait, this is important. When he comes back to you know
Years
his
ago.
AOL
2026.
internet working, you got to hear this. Narc, start over. Cowboy hat, go.
Okay. All right. So there's a guy that they showed. They showed him twice. They showed him once inside the office. He's wearing a cowboy hat. His name's Austin, and I talked to Austin. Then they showed him a second time outside in front of his truck. And so when he started in 2020, he wanted a 389. They did not have a 389 at the end of his 6 weeks, so he settled for a 579. The 579 was a 2019, but he said it was in 2018 when he got it. So it was a newer 2019, right? But it still had 110,000 miles or something on it. So it was like a Jason truck, right? It was the end of, it was the middle of 2019, right? So they'd had it for 8 months already pre-hand.
Right.
So it had 110,000 miles. He was kind of forced into it because they didn't have the truck that he wanted. He didn't have no money. 6.5 years later, it was late last week. It was like last Thursday. He pays the truck off with 1 million miles on it.
Wow.
He told me it's like 900
Wow.
something thousand. It's not a full million. And so here's the cracker of all of it, right? He bought
How much did he end up paying for it all?
Well, so he never told me what he paid total, and I didn't ask him because I'm sure he would have told me. I didn't ask him. He was under the depreciation deal. He bought a used truck. At the end of his term, the 2-year term, he had a $50,000 balloon payment to pay, and he owed him, I forget what it was, 20 some thousand in back payments. So at the end of his 2 years where he thought he was going to pay the balloon, which he didn't have the money for anyways, because they finance it for you, they said, oh, by the way, you owe us another 50%, but we'll finance that for you in another 2.5 years, right? And it ended
That just
up being
shows they don't make any money. They
3 3/4 years before he paid it off.
They don't even make enough money to save there. Everybody's working check to check.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
for those of you guys that are listening to it and your head's spinning, let me put some context on this.
Right.
It took me 4.5 years to completely pay off my 2016. 4.5 years. My balloon payment on that truck ended up being, after everything was said and done, about $45,000. So I took an extra 6 months past the lease to pay that off, and I had just over 600,000 miles on it because I mentored during most of that time. Wow.
Right?
It's wild.
I knew
Ow.
you
Is
would
your head
love to
swimming?
hear this, Jeff. Go ahead, Greg.
I wonder, Narc, how many of those titles are actually real.
I've thought the same thing. I've thought the same thing. So, if you, and again, because I've just been digging into this for the last, 3 weeks, but when Jason first started there, he started the week of the convoy, right? That was the reason he went there, because he wanted to be part of an old school trucking team that had convoys. So the convoy was on Saturday, June 6th. Friday, they had a meet and greet, right? Like at the yard. All the big time trucks were there. Food, all the stuff. So at one point, there's a reel out of it. There's a guy there in a red hat. Jason's standing behind him, and Caden Jr. hand that guy a plaque and say, "Hey, this is Bobby, and he's just paid off his 389, right? And we're gonna refurb it for him, because that's one of the things they offer is a free refurb, right, on trucks. Or I'm sorry, not free, 0% finance refurb."
Right.
And he's like, he's gonna have his truck refurb. It only took him 5.5 years to pay off his 389, and as soon as he got the title, he's gonna send it into their shop for them to refurb it at 0% cost.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, who knows how much that's going to cost? Oh, it needs an end frame, so let's add that. Oh, it needs a clutch. Yeah, let's add that. Well, this diff's bad. Next thing you know, you got a $100,000 bill.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
Didn't you talk to a guy that he did the 2-year lease, and then after that he did 2 more years because they get the balloon payment, and then he had to finance the fee on the end of that? Or
that was the Austin guy. That was the cowboy hat guy. Yeah, and it ended up being like the first year, the lease, right, was 2 years, but the balloon payment took him like 3 years and 3/4 to pay off. So it ended up being, total by time was like 6 years. It's not a full, it was like 6 years and 4 months or something, right? I didn't call it 6.5 years. But yeah, that was the Austin guy. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. And we never, they showed a picture of him standing in front of like the side of his bunk, right? But we didn't see the whole truck. I'm sure. I don't know. What's a 1,000,000-mile truck look like after 1,000,000 miles, right? Like, I'm not knocking it. But yeah, especially if you ain't got no money to keep it all. If you watched any hurricane videos and watched them walk across the line of 389 big nose, big hood, fancy grilled trucks, there ain't a single one of them that's got polished wheels on it. And you would think that all of them would have polished wheels because they're all fancy trucks. That's because most of the guys that are leasing them can't afford to keep the wheels even polished. Like,
dude, everyone I see legitimately.
Yeah. Like that's what's crazy. That's the shit I see. So the other crazy part about hurricane that most people don't know, there's so much, right? Is so if you know anything about hurricane, right? When they do their convoy, they have their own. They call it the Ghost Fleet, right? It's Caden's fleet. This is the trucks that he built, right? California Dreamin', Bandit, what is it? Metal Militia. There's like 10 or 20 of them. There's probably 20 of them, right? They're all the fancy ones, right? They got the matching paint and the big fenders and the, drop down and the underlighting. Right. Those are all company drivers. Those guys are not lease drivers. Those are the only company drivers because they're handheld by Caden, and Caden owns obviously all those trucks, right? Those aren't guys that bought a 389 back in 2016 and had it refurbed at a hurricane shop. And, those are all Caden's trucks, and those guys are all company guys.
They are,
which you would never know that because there's not any company guys.
What about the big stainless spreads and 330-inch wheelbase trucks? Those are company trucks?
Yeah, those are company trucks. There's a few that aren't, right? There's a few that aren't. But the yellow one, the newest one they put out, the California Dreamin', that's owned by Caden. The guy's a company driver. Right, that's the newest one that's out. It's the big stretch with the fiberglass, the carbon fiber, and all the wood decking. That's owned by Caden. Yeah. That guy's a company driver, right?
So I'm gonna go out Ghost Fleet here and say that officially, I believe this is not a good company to go lease at. I don't know, Jeff. Can we say that collectively?
But have you ever? Have you ever seen one of their trucks at night? Have you ever seen one of their trucks at night at a fuel island? They have lots of lights on them.
They're pretty.
You ever seen one?
They have chicken lights.
Oh yeah.
I see them parked at the truck stop with all their lights on, all of them. It's like,
Yep.
Shut them things off. Shut that truck off.
I'm trying to sleep, dang it.
Jason told me that his dash is painted blue. Is your dash painted blue?
Yeah, it is.
No.
I can take
Kentucky
this
blue.
off and have it all painted red to match. I mean,
They will
Yeah, but it's
literally.
not painted right now, is it? Knight didn't
No,
paint
but I
that
can
for you.
take it
Did
off and-
Hurricane will
but I-
paint your dash blue for you though.
They have powder coat
yeah.
and color match
Wild.
your microwave.
Fucking wild. Yeah, color match
custom Western
microwave.
store has wood paneling for the dash. So.
They will powder
Yes.
coat and color match.
I'll do
your
a carbon
microwave,
fiber wrap on the dash. Yeah.
Jeff.
I just
They'll color match your microwave.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they will. There's a video about it. Jason was involved in that video. He said he said, I want to squash all the rumors about paying for microwaves here. By the way, if you want to pay us an extra $140, we'll color match the front of your microwave. But the video's about squashing the rumors about paying for microwaves.
Right.
Right.
It's up. It's on Facebook. You can go watch it right now. Right? It's like, do you guys know what you're? No, they don't.
All right, guys,
They
I gotta
don't-
dip.
they-
I gotta
they
take this
don't.
kid home. I'll holler.
Bye, Jen.
Bye,
Bye,
Jenny.
Jenny.
But yeah, it's completely nuts, man. I feel like we're safe saying, don't go there. Just don't go.
Yeah.
Go there. You know, it sounds great to be a company driver.
Yep. I don't know how you get in on that ticket. I don't know
Right.
how that's
Is
obviously.
it 1099 company there or what?
I don't honestly. I don't know. I just know that they're company guys. I don't know anything about them. I couldn't even tell you their names. Tripp knows one of the guys. His name's AJ, the one that drives the Metal Militia. His name's AJ. But I mean, I don't know him. I don't know nothing about him. I'm sure they all have Facebook accounts, right? And TikToks
yeah.
with their trucks on them. I'm sure. I mean, so you could probably figure
managed by
out
someone
some,
else
but
for 'em.
yeah. So the Insane Nation guy. So I know. So when he left Sage, because he left, right, and then he brought 3 other people from Hurricane that's basically started around when he did. Some of them were newer, some of them weren't. And they all are at this company called EI up in out of Chicagoland, right? A flatbed company. And he's put a video out yesterday. He went from Hurricane grossing about $6,000 a week to doing flatbed work, and he's grossing about 12 to 14 for the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it's been. But he was telling us, he was the one that was telling us and showed me the contract and put it in where they hold your money from you, right? When you go home, if you're a new guy, because they don't trust you're coming back and they want to have money for the truck, basically, right? I mean, I guess they're holding it over your head too, right? But either way, right? You can take that either way you want to.
Hey, Craig, we think you should go over to Hurricane for us and run a little experiment for like
do an investigation. Yeah, insider.
Come on, Craig.
So when Jason first went over there, when he started posting on Facebook, I mean, I'll say I didn't care, right? Like, cause I'm just here to troll Jason. I don't really care about Hurricane, right? Jason don't go to no good companies, right? Sorry, except when he was at Swift, guys. So my bad. Except when he was at Swift.
No, he
neither
screwed
here
that
nor
up.
there.
Come on.
Yeah, but so if he's there and he's telling you it's the best company and the best deal he's ever, there's some trash there somewhere, right? So I just make fun of him. But like one of his first posts on Facebook was about just how good it was and how much he loved the truck and how much money and the 945 and how many miles he was getting, right? That was like his first post. So there's a guy named Cliff Varner. You have to scroll way down because the dude posts 3 or 4 times a day. But and I have a video up with him in there. But there's a dude named Cliff Varner, and this Cliff Varner guy was posting with Jason back and forth. And the Cliff Varner guy, Jason said, "Hey, you've been here like you started middle of May, so you're like 2 weeks older than me." And Cliff's like, "Yeah," and Cliff was talking, like Jason and him were talking back and forth about fuel mileage and maxing out and making the most. And so Jason said, "Well, just my wonderance, right? Since you're a little bit newer than me, because another caveat is they don't pay you for for your first 3 weeks, right? That's one of the things. You don't get a check for your first 3 weeks there. They'll give you an advance, but you don't get a paycheck, by the way. That's in the contract also. When you come out of orientation, you do not get a paycheck from them for 2 weeks. Week 3, you can take an advance if you want one, if you need one, right? So you have to live there with no money for 3 weeks, basically. I mean, it's 2 weeks, right? Week 3, you get your first check, I guess. So technically 2 weeks, you have to live there with no money. So Jason was just like, "Hey, you've been here longer than me. I haven't received my first check yet. How's the money situation?" And Cliff clearly said, "Well, it's okay. I grossed $9,500 and some change last week, and I brought home almost $1,600.
Oof.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Driving a 579 Aero truck. Grossed $9,500, brought home almost $1,600. And he put that, and Jason, they went back and forth on, what was your fuel mileage, and what was your fuel price, and where are you running, and this, that, and the other, right? They went back and forth, but $9,500, and he brought home almost $1,600. Almost. For the cheapest, by the way, this is the cheapest truck lease payment, right, by the week that you can get in America. So where did the money go? If it's the cheapest lease,
$7,900 of overhead, that's pretty crazy.
Yep. Where did that 70? I mean, we can figure. What we'll say on the high end, 2,500 went to fuel, right? So you back the 79 down to what? To a 5,400. Where did the 5,400 go? If your truck payment is under 1,000, right? Where did the 4,000 go? Right? But it's pretty good there.
Microwave, APU,
fucking wild.
Wear and tear on paint.
I just looked at them up using my AI thing, and so Hurricane Express actually sued Big Rig Nation looking for a restraining order.
Yep.
And
it was dismissed.
The court stance was that they refused the request.
Mm-hmm.
It denied the restraining order.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
And there's multiple lawsuits against the company with improper fuel surcharge deductions, wage theft, and forced misclassification.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you really want to do some digging, look up the original Hurricane Express out of Arkansas, which was the father of Caden, which Caden is the old man, and Caden Jr., obviously the younger guy that's on all the videos. They were ran out of Arkansas back in he started, let's see if I get the numbers right. I think he started in 88. They were ran out of Arkansas on a rail in 92. Went to Oklahoma, and Caden, the son, opened Hurricane Express back up in Oklahoma, and the father disappeared. And it says that in there, is the father disappeared. And they were ran out of Arkansas for the same thing you just said, for wage theft. It was a bunch of money related criminal acts. They were ran out on a rail.
Now, so we don't get sued by them. Let's put the caveat in.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
There you go. Allegedly to all of this. Yes.
Right.
You're right.
Right. Allegedly.
It's just I
just can't even imagine going there to a company like that. Oh, AOL just crashed.
Oh yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why my shit crashes like that. I do, because I got terrible internet. But they've been around for a while, so we should thank Jason to bring in this. So we can all see this, right? Like we can watch this meltdown.
May have come out of this Jason thing.
Yeah,
we know of a company you should absolutely avoid at all costs. Allegedly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh my.
I just don't. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand how. But look at Super Ego, right? Like that's the thing, right? I was talking to somebody like a week ago, and they were like, and I was like, look at Super Ego, right? I mean, how you say the word how, but you're like look at Super Ego, or look at, I mean, there's a million others, right? Probably.
Right.
I don't know about a million, but there's thousands of others.
Yeah, there was a
by the
dude
way,
on one of the trucker forums a couple weeks ago that was royally screwed over by Super Ego, to the point to where he was looking at a possible equipment abandonment on his DAC as a result of all this.
Right.
And my response to this young man was, look, man, I mean, you're not going to stop them from doing whatever they do. So on your next job interview, if it comes up, just say, well, it was Super Ego, and they'll go, oh.
Right.
Yep. I didn't know any better. You're better than Super Ego, right? Uh-huh. Can we continue on? Yeah, uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, it's not funny for him because it sucks because I don't know. This hurricane thing is freaking, the whole thing's just wild to me, right? Like the Insane Nation, when I started watching his videos, I was like, how is this even a thing? Like how
and comments given during this show are those of the individuals giving those statements and comments, and not those of Contractors Corner Consulting Group LLC or Road Warrior Entrepreneurs. Thank you. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Like that? My bad.
Yep, I do like that. Good legal disclaimer. It's all good.
I think that was a good lawyer moment.
I think like I said, every time since I've been emailing Jason under this false name, right? Allegedly, is the stuff that he is telling me about when it comes to the money, right? Is like I have to sit back and like, does that math work? I already know it doesn't because it's Jason.
Right.
That math doesn't make any sense. Like, wait, so you sent me a thing that shows that you're guaranteed $2,000 a week on a 8-week average, and you're going home.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can hear me. My earbud just died. Can you hear me?
Yep.
No.
Using Netscape.
Can you hear me? No, my earbud died. On top of everything else, my earbud died.
We can hear you just fine.
Okay, well, good. But
dial-up sound in the background.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how anybody can look at the freight numbers that they offer and be like, and then look at the spot market and go, so reefers averaging almost $4 a mile, and these guys are paying $1.60.
Yeah,
man, those trucks look good going down the highway. Do what?
And they're charging a fortune for the right to pull that wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. What's crazy is there's a million companies. Again, I shouldn't use a million words. There's thousands of companies out there that have probably way nicer trucks than theirs, like fan dolled up, that pay you legitimate wages, right? I of course, off the top of my head, I can't name any. But there's a company that has dark green trucks. I see them all around here. I can't think of the name of them. And their trucks are decked out, and all the reefers are painted dark green, right? They got the stainless that's polished, everything. And I mean, I don't know, so I'm just saying this, but my guess is, because I would say it's probably company trucks, right? They're probably not. They're probably not lease guys. So maybe I guess that's the difference, right?
It's a marketing tool.
But I mean, what's the difference? Because what's crazy is Jason's renting the truck that he's in, right? Like he's not even gonna. I mean, he said he's gonna buy it, but technically his agreement is a rental.
Well,
right? He's not buying it. So
all
what's the difference
leases are technically rentals. It's considered a rental payment until the buyout stage.
Right.
No, true. Well, you're right. Yeah, obviously you're 100% right. Yeah. So
that's the part that's crazy. Like you're hung up on the fancy trucks, right?
Right.
It's shiny. I mean, for anybody that lives in this area, there's a company called Steelcase. I remember this from being a little fucking kid, right? Being I don't know, however long, right? Because I grew up on a cattle farm, so we were always on the roads hauling cattle around when I was a kid. That was called Steelcase. They're still around. I still see them. Not as much. They do high-end office furniture. They build it, they deliver it. They're out of just south of Detroit, Michigan. They have dark blue Peterbilts. They've always been, I've noticed they've got some Aero trucks now, but they've always had big hood, stretched out, dark blue Peterbilts with everything you can think about on them. Dark blue trailers painted, with all the lights, all the chrome shining, with the cool logo down the side that says Steelcase, right? Chrome rims, polished ICI bumpers on the back of them.
Oh, yeah.
Mirrored lights on everything. I'm sure, right? Like I don't get it, right? Like, why wouldn't you ride with those people? And
Right.
and
Well, jobs like that are usually hard to get.
I'm pretty
to
sure
they
they're
want you to be good.
Well, and that's true. You're right. Maybe that's obviously that's probably plays into it. Is the openings are few and far, right? And there's a list already, that you're 27 people back on. So maybe I guess that's part of it. But all companies are like that. Well, is it Coley? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that wonderful internet.
I think I'm back.
You need to feed that squirrel, bro.
I think I'm back. I don't know. Well, I do know why. It just does it always on my phone. I should have. If I know I'd stay on this long, I should have went out to my laptop, right? Why am I down here? I just could have went out to
It's all good.
Not even hot out.
It brings us entertainment.
I think it's Coley or Foley. They do tanker, right? So maybe if you're not in tanker gang, right, or hazmat, then you can't. But they have green and white trucks. They're out of Ohio. Man, they have some pretty ass Kenworths, right? Like they have some beautiful green and white matched, right? They always look like their trailers are waxed, right? They'll blind you if you come up behind them. Like, why wouldn't you? I don't know. I don't understand the watermelon chicken light thing. That's the draw, but that it works, right? Like it works. It 100% works.
They're getting people to pay for it.
Yep.
I mean,
they don't even bat an eye at it. They don't even bat an eye at it. Right?
No.
Like people don't even. I mean, you can watch their reels, right? They do reels about almost every orientation class every Monday. Right. There's always 8 or 9 guys in there, right? They don't ever have an orientation where it's got one dude in there sitting at a table by himself. There's always 8 or 9 guys in there.
I wonder what their turnover is. I bet it's insane.
Oh, dude, I bet it's the wildest. I mean, over the years, right, watching Jason, we've talked about like at Hirschbach's and the Arders, and I mean, Super Ego's a given, right? Is like the orientation, because every orientation Jason goes through is the fastest, best orientation he's ever been in, right? The nicest people and the best food and the best hotels. And you're like, huh, right? But his orientation's always, he always says, oh, there's only 8 or 9 of us in there, or 5 or 7 of us in there. That's freaking crazy.
It is, man. I don't know. But hey, we're coming up on the end here. So we're gonna wrap this thing because I'm hungry and I need dinner. I didn't eat before this because but hey, Narc, Jenny, Quick, Craig, thanks you guys for popping in. I think this is fun. I don't know what people thought of it. Chat went a little dead there at the end. Whatever. We had fun. You guys could have popped in here and steered the show. That's why we do these shows. But anyhow, so Narc, thank you. Craig, thank you. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. So it was good.
And Jeff, say your thing.
All right, keep that rubber side down, guys. And remember, with no action, there is no traction. So get after it.
Right. Remember to look after each other, everybody, because no one out here looking after us but us. And we'll see you next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully I'll be home. I think I'll be home. I have an appointment on Wednesday. Again, more acupuncture. Digging that one. Full body. Just saying. Anyhow, we'll see you then. And I love everybody.